Thank you. Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Satguru Shri Moji Ji Ki Jai. Thank you all so much for joining in. All of you know how to ask questions in the Hangout. If you're on YouTube, you can type your question in the chat and we can look at it. So did I miss Lisa singing? What did I miss? Namaste, namaste. It's very interesting. Yesterday also in the chat we were discussing. We were saying that this question somehow still gets some belief, which is that once I know that all this is happening through consciousness, consciousness is the one doer. Once I know this, then what must I do? How must I behave? But if you were to look at this question itself, you see it's so simple that it is consciousness itself is the doer. Who is this one who is deciding on what to do or what not to do with this knowledge also? Isn't it? We see like this. Oh, I know now that it's only consciousness. Only consciousness is doing, so I must not behave like this. I must behave a certain way. And we forget that our behaving is also consciousness is doing. Who is speaking these words? Who is hearing these words? Who is looking at YouTube? Who is participating in the Hangout? Who is agreeing or disagreeing? Who is understanding or not understanding? No person here. No person. And if no person, then only consciousness, isn't it? Yes, yes. Atma had to leave and needs to come back in. This is her first hangout here, so we can make some room. Already there's some room. Okay, good. Yes, all consciousness. Then we are unburdened and unconcerned. You see that not only all actions happening through this body, but all actions happening through all seeming others are all a play of consciousness. Oh, Shivani is here. Very good, my dear. Are you back home now? Very welcome, Lizal. Very welcome, my dear. So Joshu left to make some place. So that place Atma can use now. Doership is very heavy, you see. Even the tiny feeling that I am a doer of something leads to this sense of individual doing or personal doing. Don't do or not do. The mind struggles with this instruction, you see. If we say be completely neutral, don't do or not do, means what? Let everything appear and disappear on its own. It is doing that already. It is already doing that. So when I'm saying don't do or not do, it is not a activity. It is just this simple seeing that all is happening on its own. But the mind struggles with this. So I often say don't do this and don't do the opposite also. Don't do and also don't not do. And then immediately the mind can pick up some trouble with this. So what is the pointing about? The pointing is just saying, just watch what is happening. Just watch that all of this doing and non-doing are not your concern. It is consciousness itself who has always been the one doer and the one taster of all these experiences. So we had like this beautiful contemplation yesterday, and Amrita has posted that in the Sangha of Being group. If some of you have not seen it, I feel it would be very useful because some subtle concepts like this can be also washed away. You see? Also, these concepts of something, some energy is there or some feeling of hurt, which I feel. It feels like I am hurt now. But it is impossible for you to get hurt. It's not possible for you to get hurt. These feelings, these energies can come, but as long as we don't believe that it is happening to a me, there is nobody that they are happening to. No feeling has ever happened to you, but you can choose to believe that. So touching belief is trouble. It means to pretend. And every time that you pick up this pretense, it will lead to some suffering so that you let go of the pretense. Without suffering, we would never let go of the pretense. You see. It's like we have this tight grip and we believe that this effortful way is the natural state for us. And then life is trying to open our fist. You see, it is opening our fist. And the more we resist, the more it seems to hurt. But if you just be completely open, then nothing, not possible. Because you're not resisting. So the tighter our fist is, and the tighter we've believed this, the more we've believed this person concept, then our fist seems to be closed like this tight and seems like work. Seems like work. The true effort is in believing this personhood. True effort is in clenching this fist. It is completely effortless to leave it open. So it is resistance which is effortful. To let go is no effort. Let everything come and go. You drop resistance. What does it mean to drop resistance? Don't give anything your belief. It all comes to the same thing, you see. Simple, simple, simple.
Father, can I say something? Namaste, Father.
Govil wants to say something? Yes, my
Yes,
dear.
yes.
Of course you
Namaste, Father.
can. Namaste, my dear.
I just want to expose one thing. Today, I did not want to attend satsang. Very high resistance was there, and it was basically because of uh, uh, guru concept. Because what is happening is my mind is continuously comparing guru, like what you are saying and what my earlier master had said. Basically, there was absolutely no difference, because he also always mentions about Ramana Maharshi and
Yeah.
all non-duality. But the thing is, maybe I'm interpreting it wrong, but sometimes he says like uh, you are always self, and it's a fact, universal fact. But just you're saying it like I'm a self. That doesn't mean you're a your complete self. He says you need some practice, not like chanting mantra or something. But he always says that stay in I amness, and that's what I told you that day. Like he always says not exactly focus intentionally, but stay in the area of heart, so that like he asked me to work on this attention level somewhere, because he thinks that it's the best way. But and when you say that you don't need any practice to become a self, then this mind always compares between two. I don't know. I know this is this person only who wants to do things like this or like that, either or. He always get stuck into this either or. But it feels very convincing. And today that person was telling me like, what is the point telling this to Ananta? Like he will say you are untouched by anything or something like that. It won't work for you anyway. But somewhere inside my heart was like, just expose it and just watch what is going to happen, what he's saying. So I just wanted to expose it. But is there any do I need practice? Because I don't know, it's continuously comparing two things. So can you just explain all this? What is this happening?
This is very good. We can demystify this a little bit because this kind of contradiction can seem to be there. The first is that there seems to be some belief in this concept that I must do something to become the self. How can that be true? That cannot be true because we are not interested in a self which is coming and going, if it needs some creation, you see, then that is not true. So I'm sure that your other master is also not saying this. Maybe the mind is interpreting this in this way that
Yes.
I need to do something to become the self. This cannot be true. That realization means to see what is ever present. Because truly, if there was a self which could come and go, then what value would that be? We need the self which is eternal, unchanged, unmoving, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's just that this self is ever present, but we have picked up this pretense of being a person. You see, so all satsang, all sadhana, all practice is about dropping this pretend person. So all practices must be about this. How to get this belief to get withdrawn from this pretend person. And different teachers will prescribe different ways to get rid of this ego. You see, what do they say? That we believe that we are the ego, and now we must not see that this ego was never who I am. So different methods. It could be bhakti, it could be karma yoga, it could be hatha yoga, raja yoga, all different paths. Basically, are to see that you are not this ego. Then you said that there is a specific practice which involves attention, whereas I don't prescribe a practice which involves attention. Now, what I have seen is that for most beings, to control attention seems a very frustrating activity. It seems like if I had to just constantly focus on keeping attention here, then it seems to be achievable for some time, but then attention seems to be this jumping around, isn't it? It seems to keep jumping around.
Yes.
So even if attention was to be with being, it does not seem to last very long. But if you can keep it long enough, and marinating in this sense of being, that the sense of personhood dissolves, then this practice is completely valid. I'm not invalidating the practice. See, if you can keep it, and if it doesn't frustrate you, it does not create the sense of doership and a practitioner in you, and you don't start believing that you are a person who has to do a particular practice, then it is completely fine. Because marinating in this sense of being will dissolve this sense of personhood itself. But most that have come to me, I have seen that they come back very frustrated, and sometimes that, oh, yesterday, whole day, I was able to be with this sense of I amness, be with the sense of beingness. But today, this happened, that happened, and I'm very frustrated. I'm very angry. I'm not a good student. All these concepts get picked up. So many testimonies like this I also heard. Then I contemplated on this and saw that what is it that we are trying to avoid? When we stay with the presence I am and attention is marinating in this presence I am, it is not running about to thoughts. And hence we are letting go of our thoughts in this way. You see? But this seems like a lot of hard work. What if we were to just withdraw our belief? Because I've seen that personhood cannot be perpetuated unless both attention and belief are given to a concept, to a thought. So, how would it be to just withdraw belief first? And this, in my own experience, in the experience of so many in the Sangha, seemed to be the simplest. Just everything is allowed to come and go, and we don't give it our belief. And as belief gets withdrawn more and more, even attention doesn't seem to run so much to the thoughts. So this seems like, for me, it seems like the most effortless way to discover what you really are. But I'm not invalidating your master's practice. There is some truth in that if attention was just to be kept in this presence I am, even then this personhood would dissolve. But seems like much more hard work than I would be willing to do. Much more frustrating, effortful something than seems to be required. But if there's an attraction to it, no harm. It cannot bring you any harm. As long as you're not picking up this practitioner idea, as long as you're not picking up a practitioner idea.
And Father, he also suggested the practice, like ask the question who I am continuously. Basically, it's a kind of meditation he suggests, but he says that it is not a requirement, but it's good if you do that practice over and over again. If you keep an alarm for each 1 hour, you just ask the question for like 1 or 2 minutes per hour, so that you will be in touch with that. That's what he said. So it's a kind of practice, what I felt. And again, you said you don't need any practice. So again, this confusion is there. So is it really required questioning each hour, something like that?
As long as you're not believing your thoughts, then this practice of regularly, continuously inquiring who am I, is also not required. There's another way to bring your attention back to the center, back to home. So I don't prescribe that you must. There are many teachers who say that you must constantly even just chant who am I, who am I, who am I, like this. I don't see what benefit that can bring actually. I don't see what benefit that can bring. So maybe you can ask him why. You see.
He said initially it may seem like a mechanical thing, but like asking about your own self is like a prayer sometimes. So it may act as a prayer, or it's a practice. He said something like that. So it's that's what he said,
Yeah, I
and it's
don't
a
want
reminder each time. Yeah.
but I don't want to invalidate any other teacher's teaching without maybe interacting with themselves with them directly. See? So I don't want to tell you something and then it becomes a controversy that Ananta doesn't agree with this one or it is at odds. I feel that in my way, it's just so simple. No? Just don't believe your next thought, and then all these person ideas will just fade away and seem like no effort. So why would you want to pick up other effortful things? Why would you want to make a practice out of something? But it can happen like this. So if someone comes and I find that their mind is too active and not able to focus, not really, nothing seems to be penetrating, I might give them a practice also. Initially, to settle the mind, some practice might be given to them. But usually, for most of you, and for you also, no practice seems to be arising. Because I feel that very simply you can understand this. What is the cause of all trouble? What is the cause of personhood? It's just this thought, belief in this thought. So if you just let it go, then what is the trouble?
The main trouble is basically it's because of the patterns or habits which I have. Mind always says that like it always gives proof. Like if I have a same pattern, if I do a particular thing that way only, then where is the spontaneity? Like you are going to do the same thing again and again. So there is no spontaneity in it. So it doesn't matter whether you believe your thought or not. You are anyway end up doing the same thing because of my all patterns or previous patterns and habits. So and life is giving proof of that. So I thought
Because
maybe
you're
this
believing,
not believing is not working.
you see, because you're believing this, that what's the point? You're going to do what you're going to do. You cannot selectively give belief and withdraw belief. If you decided I will not believe my next thought, then whatever it could be saying, whatever it could be saying, who is it talking to anyway? Saying you will not succeed in this, it doesn't help you, your habits are working on their own. Who is it talking to?
But is it not necessary to break those bad habits? Is it a effort? I don't know, because sometimes it is
Yes,
necessary. So
these vasanas, these tendencies, are as a result of nourishing these thoughts only. The quickest way to get rid of vasana is to let the thoughts just come and go. Vasanas operate through thoughts, habits, tendencies operate through thoughts.
But many times, because of the very strong tendency, it is very difficult to let it go, and that time it catches, like, see, again you picked it up. So
This one, just start from whenever you are. Forget about the past. Wherever you are, you start from there. I'm telling you that is good enough.
but isn't it a resisting that thought, like letting go? Is it a resistance of not
No,
doing
letting
this?
go is not a resistance. You see, because we are not avoiding the thought from coming and going. Resistance means that a thought should not come. You see, so we are in fact completely open to all thoughts. Complete openness. Just be open for any thought which wants to come. We are not in a constricted state. We are in a state of naturalness, of freedom. Complete openness. Every thought is allowed. It comes. Even if attention goes to it, no trouble. Just don't give it your belief. This is the most non-resistive natural state. Resistance would be to say, okay, this thought should come, this should not come. When a thought comes, then I should do some practice. I should push it aside. This is this is resistance. Judging thought. Oh, why is this thought coming? I have still not free. That means all this is resistance. Be completely open. Let all thoughts come and go. Simply, everything is allowed to flow. Let all thoughts and appearances come and go. You just don't give it your belief.
But I always end up doing the same thing. So
This
even
one,
after watching the thought,
who ends up doing what? You said I always end up doing the same thing.
yes, the particular habit or pattern. Yeah.
So there's a belief that something specific should not happen in your life, or you should know that particular action should not happen through you. Is that what it is?
Yes, maybe I thought the spontaneity will be like, maybe you do it or you don't do it. But every time I do it, then what is the spontaneity in it? Like,
Yes, but there is no
that's what.
individual doer. So when you say, okay, I got muted.
Yes.
So when you say that, I thought that something will change, some spontaneity will come, and all of this will become this thing. The fact is that all is completely spontaneous. It's just that you're believing your thoughts about, I did this or I should not have done this, why is this happening? Who's doing the breathing right now? Who's doing the smiling right now? Who's doing the smiling right now? Who's doing the blinking right now? All is just happening. You realize you watch this. You see, just watch this. For a day you watch this. How is the doing happening? I believe I said this. How did you say? Just watch like that. I know to the mind it sounds crazy, but you just simply see that without believing a thought, I cannot pick up doership. I cannot become the doer of anything without believing a thought. See that all is just flowing. All actions are happening through this body on its own, and the mind comes and says, you did this, you should not do this. All this is just a mind play. Right now, are you bound or free?
Free.
Very non-convinced free. So either you must show me the bondage, How are you bound? Or you must be seeing clearly that there is complete freedom. What binds you right now?
It seems to be in between state. I don't know.
No, that's just a mind thought again. Just see what binds you right now. Is there anything that binds you?
It's only a thought that I always believe those thoughts which are related to my pattern. I don't know. I just want to work on the pattern or something, or I don't know. That thought is very much bothering me.
Just forget about it. Forget about pattern. Forget about everything. Just start fresh now. I can tell you that you're completely free in this moment. You can prove me wrong. How will you prove me wrong? You will just pick up some concept and give it your belief. I know that's the only way.
Yes.
What should happen to convince you that you are free? Is it some fireworks, some event, something? The actions that happen through you have to become like a sage's actions, is it? Is that what it is? Something is playing on you see? Something is there. Some concept of freedom, maybe.
Maybe the self-realized person thing is the main obstacle. I will do that. I will be patternless, or I will do all this thing when I'll be self-realized, stabilized. I know this. This is the main obstacle.
Just concepts, you see. It's all concept.
I don't know. I'm very much used to of all these practices, and all of a sudden you said you don't need a practice, so that's I guess bothering me. How can it be so simple?
Yes, that is number one thought. How can it be this simple? See, it must be this simple. Otherwise, you have to disagree with me and say the self is not here now. The self will come after I do a practice. Can you say like that? There you go. Oh, you're here. So the
I
question
can't say
is
that.
that after a practice, what should happen? The person should dissolve. Okay, shall we say like this? After practice, person should dissolve.
Uh, yeah, maybe this expectation is there, like no
Okay.
thoughts or all positive thoughts.
Ah, that is a superior mind trick. The quality of the thoughts themselves will change. No, it is the nature of the mind to convince you that you are a person. Don't expect the nature of the mind to change. It's just that it will lose all its power over you. What seems to be so strong will then seem to be just like one small insect. That's all that will happen. There is no enlightened mind. That is only a concept.
Honestly speaking, when I watched your video with the Mujiji, like when you felt oneness, I guess that is the main desire. I should be feeling something like that. Something I don't know, not exactly miracle, but the what you felt, something like that. I can't explain it in words. That is main stabilization. That's what something should happen. Oneness feeling, or I don't know. It can't be so simple.
That's why I hate talking about awakening experiences. I hate speaking about awakening experiences because then it becomes a concept. That unless I have some experience like this, that means there is something missing. So drop all expectation. Don't pick up, at least for a while, at least for the next 2 minutes, don't pick up any expectation. Don't pick up any thoughts. Forget about anything that is being said. Forget all your knowledge. And without picking up any of this, show me how we are two. Show me how this is not oneness. Don't go to the mind again. You start going to the mind again, then again.
Yes. Yes, it's a trick of mine.
The mind will keep saying, but this, but that.
Then what should I do?
Don't believe it. But if you keep believing it, then we will have to give you a practice, you see. Then your master and I will get together and we'll devise some practice. You you want to be free right now or you want to practice?
I want to feel right now.
Then don't believe your next thought. It cannot force you to believe it. Cannot force you. You must find some meaning in it. You will find some relevance in it. You will find some juice in it. And that's why you pick it up. Don't pick up the concept of freedom also. Otherwise, this seeker identity, it's going to be so painful that you might come back in satsang 15 years later and say that, oh, I've been a seeker for 20 years and it's been so frustrating. I don't want you to get there, you see. The seeker identity is like this, constantly seeking. All it knows how to do is seek. And always it'll say, just there, almost there, just something needs to click, something needs to happen.
Yes, I'm almost there. Or it feels sometimes it feels very special. Like all people are doing normal stuff in this world, and I'm seeking a truth.
There's nothing special in it. Nothing special in it. You see, these concepts can come, oh, all my friends are chasing money, they're chasing women, but I'm chasing God. Who created this? Who created this chasing inside you? Nothing special about you. You must drop this specialness also. Then you will not have any arrogance about this spiritual journey also. See, here I don't feed the mind anything. You see. I don't feel it is good to feed the mind anything. And sometimes the mind is desperately wanting a practice so that it can perpetuate itself. Just tell me something to do. No, there is nothing to do because it wants to continue the story in this way. It wants to continue the story. I cannot give you a story. I love you too much to give you a story. Suppose all your concepts about freedom were false. Okay, so why do you want freedom?
To end this suffering.
To end suffering. And can you suffer without believing a thought?
No.
That's it. So unless you want freedom for something else, unless you want freedom for some glorious story of being an enlightened sage or something like that, then this much is enough. You see? So just be clear. What is it that I want freedom for? Do I want to become a sage? Or is it truly that I'm just looking for the end of my suffering? Do I want to become something special? Or am I completely fine being regular? Just be careful about this specialness, you see. But if it is truly freedom from suffering, then I can tell you that you cannot suffer without first believing a thought. What are you believing now?
It's very simple.
Yeah. It's simpler than simple. You cannot even label it simple because you have always been this. You're sitting on a chair. Now somebody comes and says, "Can you tell me the way to get how you can get to this chair in which you're sitting on?" No, there is no way. You're already sitting on the chair. Like you're in the hangout and you're asking me, "How do I join the hangout?" What do I tell you? I just tell you to see what is already here. You're already in the hangout. But a thought is coming and saying, "No, no, but it can't be this simple." So are you going to believe that thought or you're going to just see that I'm already here, you see? It's like the drop in the ocean has convinced itself that it must find the ocean. How will you give directions to this drop? At best, you will say, just find out where you are already. Where are you now? The drop is saying, how do I become an ocean? How do I become the ocean? And I'm saying, you already are. But some other drop is saying, oh, if you do this and you do that, then you might become the ocean. I cannot agree with that. You see. That would mean that you are not God now, but if you were to do something, you will become God. That I cannot agree. So that's why simplest. Just see what you are now. Just see the presence now, and refuse to listen to this voice which is convincing you that you are a drop.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much.
Ananta ji, can I say something?
Yes, my dear, of course. Please.
Um, I today I didn't think that I had a question, but since I came on, it just my heart won't stop pounding, and it just I feel it just feels like it's hard to breathe, and I've had this like the last few days. It's like I had some kind of new diagnosis from the doctor. And so when I heard this news, it just, this kind of fear and anxiety has come on. And it just, I feel like it feels like a tsunami that's just taken me. Um, it feels very difficult to not buy into the physical sensations. I'm not even sure what the thoughts are associated with it because yeah, I cannot pinpoint any particular suffering thought, but the sensation of not being able to breathe or like suffocate, it's just so, it's hard not to believe the physical sensation. And
You
so
see, the
I,
body is completely innocent. The body is not asking you to believe anything at all. What is the body asking you to believe? There is a physical sensation. What is it asking you to believe?
nothing, it's just, yeah. So I don't understand where then, because I feel the okay, it's like okay, my heart has been beating really fast. I feel I can't
Yes.
breathe. So then it's like, oh, those are sensations. Then this fear is coming in about the sensations.
And
Like
then,
feels like, oh, this shouldn't be this doesn't feel good.
yes, this one, this, we catch this one, this shouldn't be happening, you see.
Yeah.
This one is who?
The one who doesn't, who feels it's not, something's wrong, like, oh, this doesn't feel good.
This is just the mind, you see. This one is the mind. And without believing this,
It just still doesn't feel pleasant. It's like because I've experienced moment where the body isn't doing this, and then there's a sense of oh, it feels nice, or there's peace in the body, and then this comes, and then this feels like oh, this it's there's a contrast between when the
yes,
body isn't feeling like this. So then this sometimes it just feels like oh yeah,
yes. This waking state is a state of contrast. It is a state of duality. For everything, there is a dual aspect of it. For pleasure, there is pain. For truth, there is lies. For love, there is fear. Everything. For me, there is other. Everything in this world is full of duality. None of this duality exists in deep sleep state. But in the presence of this being, this world that is projected is full of duality. So this dual nature of the world will not change. But it is only when we say that I should not experience duality and it should only be joy, it should only be peace, that is when the trouble comes.
I feel like I can't because it seems like the physical is so strong. It feels like the mental is because you said, oh, this one who is it's so subtle that it doesn't sound like a loud voice that's saying it
Yeah.
shouldn't be like, but something's obviously going on because I feel there's resistance. It's like, oh, I want to get out of this. Like there's always like, oh, I want to make it better. I want to make the body better. So So yesterday I said, "Oh, okay. So what's going to happen if this body dies? What is this fear?" And then the answer came, "Oh, the fear is it still feels like something hasn't happened. It's like okay, it feels like okay, if this body died today, I have to be born again to be free, to realize freedom." So it feels like oh, it's like I can't die yet because." haven't achieved something, you know. So this is what that fear is. That's what the answer was, you know, because I said, okay, what? So what? What if something happened? The fear is, oh no, something I haven't quite achieved something, so I have to be born again to achieve it, towards that. But and then see when I feel it feels like this, it's like yeah, it feels hard to just allow it to be like this. It feels uncomfortable. And
Whatever is happening is happening.
then,
Only thoughts are resisting it. Only thoughts are resisting it. And in this resistance, it persists, you see. So sensations can be there. Where are you? Is there some sensation now that we can zero in on or no?
yeah, it's my heart is like I can feel it pounding, and then it feels like I can't quite breathe properly.
And where are you? How do you know about this sensation?
Because I'm aware of it.
And this awareness is touched by it or no?
No, no. So the fear is coming just from these thoughts.
Yes, fear also. Fear is another sensation. So fear can come and you are the awareness still, untouched even by fear.
So it's just the thought that I don't want this. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
always only that thought, you see. Only thought resists what is. And thoughts will say all kinds of rubbish. A thought will come and say, but if you don't believe me, then the body will just die. No, the body will die when it is meant to die. Consciousness has given this body is also taking care of the body. Consciousness automatically will take your body to the hospital if that's what it wants to do.
So yesterday also, you know, the thoughts, some of the thoughts that were coming was, okay, so this is something new that's come up in the body. So this is maybe about the doership, because for so long, you know, I was hearing these teachings that say, oh, your thoughts create your body. So then for me, it feels like, okay, so some thoughts are going on that's now creating these new illnesses. So then it feels like, oh, that I am responsible for it somehow. And therefore I have to find a way to fix it.
All that teaching is at a different level. And I don't want to say lower or higher or whatever, but this kind of teaching can lead to a lot of trouble, you see, because there's huge potential of guilt in this. How are you creating a thought anyway?
They're just coming and
Yes. Then if thoughts are creating the body, then how are you responsible?
so it's saying that somehow, okay, thoughts, obviously I must, it's, you know how you say you nurture certain sets of certain thoughts, because there might, a lot of thoughts come that I don't even remember because I must not be believing them. But there are groups of thoughts that come again and again that obviously I'm nurturing, and this feels like,
But
okay, that's
nurturing
it,
means what? Nurturing means what?
believing.
Yes. Then no dichotomy. Then don't believe your next thought. cannot escape this fact that all that is required is not to believe your next thought.
I know that this time it was, even though I got caught up in this, it fell off. In some sense, it was like, oh, so intense. And then I realized, I said, oh, but that sense of suffering wasn't there as much, like before. So it doesn't feel as, I don't know, it doesn't feel as, yeah, it doesn't feel the same sense of suffering isn't there, but and then I was thinking again yesterday, I was like, okay, there's still this thought that's mm, saying, yeah, it's just a fact. Yeah, it's just a thought. It shouldn't be like this.
Yeah.
So that's,
It's only these thoughts, only these thoughts. As
and also,
awareness, you are untouched by any of this.
but I think it's also the subtle thing. If saying that, or if I was free, if I really understood I was this awareness, that somehow I would be able to modulate my appearances. So this is not what I'd be choosing.
See, the great sages, Ramana had cancer. How? With the Maharishi, Bhagwan, his body got cancer.
But when someone said that to me before, the response that came was like, "Oh, but that happened when he was about to leave his body. He'd already realized his true nature, and somehow that's okay."
And you have not? What is the truth which is still left to be realized?
I think it's just the ideas I have of or had of what it would be like to be free.
And I can tell you that if Ramana also relied on his ideas of freedom, then he would just say that, oh, I'm still completely bound. We have to let go of this reliance on our ideas even about freedom. So then, once you stop relying on your ideas, then
Then it's the physical sensations and that subtle that thought, oh, this is too much. It's
no, but the sensation is not saying too much. You see?
my thought is yeah.
Yes, this one. It's only this one. Because you lose consciousness when it is too much. So how do you know it is not too much? Because you're still awake. Are you free right now? Don't go to the mind.
I don't know, it just feels okay to be here.
Can you spot any bondage? Can you find something that binds you?
Just the thoughts that say it shouldn't be like this.
Yes. But even these thoughts are coming and going. They don't actually bind you.
Yeah.
But you can pretend by believing them.
So it feels like, so now I can still feel like all these strong sensations in the body, and I can say, okay, I'm aware. But at some, and then it's like, okay, the thought isn't there, obviously, but there's something going on that's judging, still saying, this is not okay. But I cannot
How do you
say
know?
their thoughts. I cannot see the thoughts.
Then how do you know what it's saying?
Okay, so then it's there. Then it's,
See, sometimes
yeah, I think it's a
even
thought.
thoughts become so subtle that it seems like they run out of words.
Yeah,
But there's still the same energy, you see, the same energy of judgment, same energy of me and other, it's a sense of separation. It's the same thing.
yeah. It feels like they're not words now. It feels it's an energy that's, but it's saying the same thing.
It's the same guy.
So how then you don't give belief to the energy
Yes.
because it's a feeling.
Because once you say that this is what it is saying, then you don't believe what it's saying. That's all. It's not complicated.
It feels like it feels like for so long I was fighting how, because it felt like, oh, this somehow I should be healthy, or if you're in the spiritual part, it should be perfect health. And just to let go of that, so I can't say it's totally I've let go of it. There's still resistance, but just to even let go a little, it just feels like, oh, it's just okay. Just, just
Yes. It's completely okay. Everything is always okay. And I often say like this, isn't it? That we are not saying that the car should not be taken care of. But don't say that you are the car. Know that you are the owner of this car. And the owner of the car does not need to rely on your mind to take care of it.
it feels so. Yes, the other day when I was at, because it feels like it's the mind that does, when the doctor says or asks some information, or I have to make a decision, then it feels like it's the mind that's doing that, or I have to use. Yeah,
How are you speaking these words now? How did you decide that this is what you're going to say or not?
I didn't.
Something can flow naturally like this on its own, isn't it? This is the only one that has been flowing. This is consciousness itself. But this thought can come saying, why did you say this to Ananta? You should have said something else. But this was your real question. All this is what causes trouble. It comes post facto and says all kinds of things.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. Where is Shivani? She's actually in the hospital. So this seems to be medical week. Hello, my dear. How's the hospital treating you?
Yeah, it's okay. Just lots of fear. But there's nothing really to be done about it, because it's just here. Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, just huge amounts of fear, but I guess I don't know. I don't even have an answer, or
How does it feel to be this first satsang attendee from a hospital bed? And you an award.
Thanks to Jayani, she got me in.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. It's different. I shut the door for the first time of the room, because I usually have it open so they can hear me if I need them. So they
Are you
might
going to
think
be
I'm
back home tomorrow? Or are they waiting for some more tests?
I actually don't know. A few people have said a few different things, and I haven't really been listening. So I'm just, when they tell me to go, I'll go. I don't really know what's going on at the moment.
Hello. Now?
I just wanted to. I've been wanting to come on, but I knew I was gonna break down, and I don't know what to say anyway about it all.
It's so good having you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It kind of sucks. I agree with that Sangha. It kind of sucks. It's just full on. It's not nice, but it's here, so what to do? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have a clue. It's quite funny because it's mine's still trying to work it all out. It's like, just surrender. This is a good time. Just surrender, and it can't. It's not. It's freaking out. It's doing all sorts of crazy things. So I don't know anything. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. It's just like whatever it's meant for. It's whatever. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yes. This being in the hospital, being in that environment, seen like all this fear comes. I was also admitted for a couple of times. So I know that being in that kind of place makes all this fear, all the body identification, all this comes up, you see. All this can come up.
Yeah.
And nothing, don't try to push it away. Don't say that this fear should not come or these thoughts should not come.
Yeah.
But if you
Something's
can,
pushing, but something isn't as well. Something's like, that's what it feels like. Something's pushing and then something isn't. I don't know.
if you can,
I just,
the only thing to
sorry.
see is that even all of this is seen by me. I am the
Yeah.
witness of all of this. You see, no forcing,
Yeah.
no pushing it, just to
That
see that.
keeps coming. I keep hearing you say that, Father. Every time I get scared or a panic attack type thing comes, those words come. You know, I am untouched. I see even this. You know,
Yes,
that's all that keeps coming. So,
this is very good. Very good. So this is one to see like this, and second to enjoy all the pampering while you can.
yes, I
All the
am.
taking care of you,
It's so
all of
good.
that.
I get like breakfast, lunch, and dinner brought to
Yes,
me, and I
yes,
can push a button and people run. It's
yes.
amazing. I won't talk too loud because they
Remember
might hear me and then they won't come.
on the second day I was in the hospital and I was saying I could get used to this, you know.
That's really good. I love that bit. And I've been keeping the stuff I don't eat. I like hide it away for later when no one's looking. Yeah. So yeah, I'm here. Look, you can have a look. There's my room.
Yes,
Not a bad little room, actually.
yes, nice.
Yeah. I'm glad I could be here. Like Gianni got me in. She got on the Android and used my password and it worked.
Very good, very good.
So thank you, Gianni.
Thank you, my dear. Very good. So this time when you come back home, we'll take better care of you. Yes. No sleeping,
Yes.
eating on time, everything.
Oh, it was smoking, Father. It's gone.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. That was all.
Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's. So Meher seems to be having some trouble watching the broadcast. So much love, Xavier. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you all so very much for your beautiful messages. Oh, Amba said something. She said, Father, I don't know why appearances appear as they do, and I can't believe them. Someone just threatened to kill me unless I leave satsang. Not sure if consciousness is trying to be funny or if they're joking, just don't know. Who is this? Is it on Facebook or what's going on here? On Facebook. Is it somebody you know or just somebody randomly?
No, just somebody randomly that sends me messages every so often. They tell me I have to change my profile picture like right now and like all these kind of things. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I just don't know.
Okay, I'd like to look at this some more. Maybe you can forward the message to me and we can have a look.
Okay.
Sometimes it happens like this, some beings become obsessed or all kinds of this kind of stuff.
I think it's okay. Like, I don't have a problem with it or anything. It seems like they're just sending me messages and they're just like expressing their fear and like they seem to be like afraid of satsang or something like this. I don't know, like, but I think it's okay.
The same guy, you see, the same guy cannot take satsang. Mhm. Mojiji also last year got some threats. I know most of you know about that. It's the worst form of this egoic concept to want to attack the one that seems the most loving, the most radiant, the most shining of all beings. And it gets more and more frustrated when there is no defense, when we don't defend back. You see?
Father, I want to say something.
Yes, my dear, of course. Please.
I want to share when the fear comes, it always wants to protect. Yesterday I found this.
What did you find? Sorry.
When the fear comes,
Yeah.
there is something one wants to it wants to protect.
Protect. Yes. Yes.
Yesterday I found this in a situation. I found that something want to found the protecting. Then I I I I feel it crashes. Like I see it. Then there is more space. There is only space, and everything can happen. Even the contradictory things, thoughts, can happen, but no suffering. Uh, it is only space. Okay.
This is very good. You see that this is just space. Then nothing to defend, no fear. If fear, these energies come, there is an infinite amount of space. Nothing to resist any of this. Let it all come and play out. This way it is so beautiful. Okay, Lisa, my dear, thank you so much. Thank you, Govil. Thank you very much. Yes, Jani, thank you. Very good. Dr. Kanchan says, Dear Shivani and Satsanga, may your divine self give you all the clarity to see that you are the truth and keep the physical suffering at bay. And there was a question before that. Temba G says, a question. Ananta Ji, awareness is realized, but why doesn't it last for us seekers? Is it a matter of more practice? Namaste. Yes, we can look at this. Awareness is ever present. Are you aware now? You cannot turn off this witnessing. It's not possible. It's just that awareness, then there's the birth of beingness, then with the birth of beingness, then there are these forces of attention and belief. And attention goes to all these various objects which are part of the appearance. And then it only seems like, oh, I lost awareness. But where is it gone? It is right here, where it always was. Yourself and this awareness. So can you stop witnessing now? Can you not be aware? It is not possible. But if there's something else more to this question, please ask and we can look. Shankar says, Amba, I am now watching the appearance of a big brother identity arising. Love you so much. Yes, we'll all come down there and beat up this one who's sending you messages. Just tell him I have Shankar for a big brother. You know? Sometimes it has to be said. that the world can be exceedingly stupid. And these expressions of stupidity also, we can see that are also grace in our life. May all that afflicts any of you, all of you, may it only be mine to deal with. May my children not have to suffer through any of this. May it all be my problem. Just enjoy the ride, whether you're on a hospital bed or you're getting life death threats. Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the movie. You are the one who bought these tickets. And Atma is also in the Hangout today through her phone. Very good.
Can you hear me, Father?
Yes, my dear. So good to hear you.
Just first to say that maybe it's internet speed slow. I don't know. In the beginning was video, but now the video is frozen from the beginning, so I can see nobody. Even you, I cannot see, but I know you can. Yeah, it's like that, and I cannot see you, but I can hear perfectly.
Yes, and your audio is not too great. Maybe it's your internet connection actually.
Maybe it's the speed. Maybe the speed.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's so good. I can at least see you and hear you. It's very nice.
Same to hear you because I see you always.
Very good. Very good, my dear. The last time we spoke like this was at your naming, wasn't it? That too was also like this, not very.
So, yes, it was April last year.
Yes. Very good. So let's see if we can help you with the technology a little bit more. I'm not sure whether you're connected to your Wi-Fi or whether it's just on your
Wi-Fi,
phone.
yeah.
Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Wi-Fi. Can you hear me?
Yes, my dear.
Yes, it is Wi-Fi. Maybe I can see later with beloveds if somebody can help if it's any other problem. Because in the beginning when I spoke only, I came first on Hangout, and I was with Bhagavati, and it was good. I could see her.
I see.
Yeah.
It's the speed. It's the speed of the connection.
Anyway, yeah, it is connection, I think.
Devika has to go. Love you, my dear. Thank you so much. Okay, let's have a song. You won't ask Shivani to sing today from the hospital. She'll scare all the nurses. Unless you want to. Satsanga can sing or no? With a name like Satsanga, how can you not sing? How is it possible? Let's hear something. Okay, my loves. Whoever wants to come up can sing.
I can, Father, if you can hear me.
Yes, we'll love to hear you. Very good.
Okay, I will come closer to maybe microphone. I don't know this phone, and I will try. Okay. May I start? I can't hear you now.
Yes, please. I was on mute actually, waiting for you to sing.
Then I now.
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Om Tat Chitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namah Om Sat Chitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namah Hari Om Tat Sat Hari Om Tat Sat Hari Om Tat Sat Hari Tat Sat Hari Om Tat Sat Hari Om Tat Sat Hari Om Tat Sat Hari Om Tat Sat Om Chitananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namah Hari Om Tat Sat Hari Om Tat Sat Hari Om Tat Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Very nice.
Thank
The audio was going away for a while in the middle, but it was very good.
Just my heart usually does not, but it's my first time here, and something was happening here in the heart. but it was okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, thank you.
Good. Very good.
Can I say something, please?
Yes, you want to sing now?
No, I wanted to say that a couple of years ago, I used to love. I've never been able to sing, but I used to love to chant. And then when I got ill, it affected my throat, and then I wasn't able to. But it always bothers me because I feel like, oh, I want to. And you asked me twice, and I feel like, okay, maybe I just want to chant something, even if I think I'm now conscious because it makes my throat sound funny. So can I chant something,
Of
please?
course, you must. You must.
Okay. Um, um, कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि.
Very nice. Very sweet. Thank you so much. You don't have a croaky throat at all. Everyone just thinks they have throats which are so bad. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, all of you on YouTube. So much love to all of you. Bhagavati ji, we can play the invocations now if you have them.
Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Yanamulam Guru Murti Pujamulam Guru Padam Mantramulam Guru Vakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa Mokshamulam Murjiji Kripa Mokshamulam Anantaji Kripa Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niranya Sarve Patrani Pashantu Makashit Bhakvavet Asato Masakanya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamiya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamiya Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Brahma Paramastu. Om Shri Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Shri Satguru Guruji Ki Jai.
Thank you all so very much for being in Satsang today. Satguru Shri Mujiji Ki Jai.
Ananta ji ki jai.
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 Jay.
Yay.
Thank you, Cornelia. Thank you, Shanti, Govil, Marco, Aradhana, Dr. Kanchan, Jasminder,